Okay, let's get into something really fascinating, the psychology behind our own behavior. We're going to explore why we do the things we do, especially when we're around other people. And we're going to uncover a surprising source of strength that, honestly, you might not even realize you have. So let me just ask you this. Have you ever been in a really crowded place? A party, a busy street, some loud event, and instead of feeling totally overwhelmed, you just felt calm, kind of centered. Maybe even happy just to be observing everything from your own little bubble.
If that sounds at all familiar, you might have worried that it makes you seem, I don't know, antisocial or shy. But psychology offers a completely different and way more empowering way to look at it. That feeling? That's not a weakness at all. It is a profound sign of mental strength.
Let's start by just tackling a huge misconception head-on. See, society has some pretty fixed ideas about what it means to be quiet or reserved. And frankly, it's about time we updated our thinking on that.
So check this out, because the contrast here is pretty wild. On the left, you've got the myth, what society often sees. Someone is reserved, and we immediately think they're shy. They're quiet, so they must be uninterested, right? They'd rather be home, so they must be lonely. But look at the right side. Psychology just flips the script completely. Reserve becomes self-awareness. Quiet is reframed as inner focus. And preferring your own space, that's a sign of emotional balance. It's not a flaw, it's a completely different kind of power.
So how do we get from that myth to this reality? Well, it all comes down to the psychology of inner focus. Let's break down the principles that make this quiet strength not just possible, but actually really powerful.
It all starts right here, with self-awareness. This is basically your ability to understand your own needs, your own emotions, and your limits. A self-aware person, for instance, knows that after a long day of meetings, they need quiet to recharge. So choosing a night in isn't avoiding people, it's intelligence. It's knowing exactly what you need to be your best self.
Next up is something called emotional regulation. Just think of this as your internal thermostat. It's the skill that lets you be in a super high-energy place without letting all that external chaos control your internal state. It's why you can listen to a heated argument, understand where the passion is coming from, but not get swept up in the anger yourself. You are in control of your own emotional climate.
And this shows us that inner focus isn't a passive thing. It's something you actively build. It's built by understanding your personal boundaries, knowing when to say no. It's about practicing self-control that's driven by what feels right to you, not because you need everyone else's approval. And it's about honoring your fundamental need for mental comfort. These are skills you develop, not just personality traits you're stuck with.
Okay, so now let's see how these pieces come together to create clear hallmarks of strength. We're going to take those initial wrong ideas and reframe them as what they actually are, powerful indicators of a really strong mind.
This is such a critical point. Our culture so often makes it seem like confidence means being the loudest person in the room. But real confidence, it's often quiet. It's a steady, internal certainty that doesn't need to put on a show for an audience. It's self-assuredness that comes from the inside out.
So let's actually practice this shift in thinking right now. You see someone who's being reserved and thoughtful. The old automatic view might be, oh, they must be shy or maybe they're anxious. But with this new psychological lens, we can see it totally differently. The new view is, wow, look at them. They're demonstrating incredible mental clarity and strength in this environment.
And maybe the most important thing to get is that these behaviors, they aren't passive. They are the result of an active choice, a choice that's driven by individuality and real emotional intelligence. It's you choosing inner focus over constant social noise because you know it's what serves you best.
All of this brings us to a brand new, more accurate, and honestly more empowering way of seeing ourselves and the people around us. It's all about recognizing the quiet power that so often goes completely unnoticed. You know, this quote from the source material just says it all. I'm going to read it one more time because it is that important. Staying reserved, thoughtful, or independent is often a sign of mental clarity and personal strength. Just let that sink in for a second. That's not an apology, it's a declaration. So the crucial point is this: your inner world isn't a problem to be solved in a loud external world. It's your anchor. It is your command center. It is an incredible source of clarity, resilience, and true power.
And that leaves us with one final thought. Now that you have this new psychological lens, what inner strengths are you going to start noticing in yourself? And maybe just as importantly, what quiet strengths will you now recognize